Hi, I'm Ella, welcome to my channel. Recently, I've discovered a thing called accomplishment journals. I was reading an article about Christy Uttimer, who's been playing Anya in the musical Anastasia on Broadway, and she actually went through several years of her life where she didn't get very many jobs, and she went from starring on Broadway as a leading lady to suddenly not getting any auditions for a few years. And then obviously she got Anastasia. But during those few years, to help keep herself motivated and make sure she was doing the things that she really loved, she started writing an accomplishment journal. So every day she would sit down and write all the things that she had achieved that day. So instead of sitting around waiting by the phone, just hoping that something was going to happen, she decided to take fate into her own hands and say, right, what can I achieve today? When I read this, I thought immediately, oh my gosh, that's amazing, that's something that I feel I really need. I have a very busy life. I try to juggle a lot of things at the same time, and often I have 4 or 5 separate to-do lists of various different things that I need to do that day, or that week, that month, and it just seems like everything that I'm doing is on a to-do list. And it can actually get you down sometimes. So discovering the concept of an accomplishment journal was something that I immediately thought, yes, this is perfect, because I feel currently that there's so many things that, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, and it just takes its toll. Whereas now I can go, yes, today I want to achieve that. And it's a very small, subtle change in just the perception of how you're going about your day, but it makes such a big difference. And maybe the things that you would write down aren't necessarily just things that would be on your to-do list. You can write down any small thing that would be an achievement for you. And this is going to be completely different for every person. Chores or things that you do kind of every day wouldn't necessarily be accomplishments. But for some people, they may really struggle to do that. So by being able to say, oh, I've achieved this small thing every day, that's just an immediate boost. For example, I wouldn't put down that I did my washing up after a meal down as an accomplishment. But perhaps if I had been very busy and let my washing up pile up for a few days, going and doing that washing up then, that would be an achievement. Another thing may be waking up early. If you normally wake up at 8 or 9 a.m, you wouldn't necessarily put that down as an achievement. But if you're aiming to start waking up a bit earlier, if you feel that you lie in too much, something I definitely do, then waking up at 9 a.m. and actually managing to get out of bed then, that might be an achievement for you. If you have meetings that you need to go to, you wouldn't necessarily put those meetings down as achievements. Unless, of course, they're meetings that you have planned for, put effort into, or they're related to something that helps you achieve something else. And obviously you can play around and decide what you want to put in your accomplishment journal. As long as looking back at that list at the end of the day makes you feel proud, then you're doing it right. So mine, I just have this little notebook here that my friend brought back to me from Budapest. It's unlined. I've kind of titled it there, just using a green Sharpie. And then I go through every day, and each day is a different colour for me. And I just go through and I write down everything that I achieve. Some days, like this one, I only achieved 5 things, but they might have been bigger things. And that's not to say that that is all I did that day. Those were just the things that I achieved. And some days, much longer. It can almost become a bit of a challenge for yourself. How many things can I put on this list today? You don't need to put too much pressure on making a really long list each day. I can turn around and feel really proud about having a really long list one day. And then again, it's okay to have a short list some days. For example, yesterday, I only had 5 things on my list that I achieved. However, a lot of those things took a long time, and I was also out and doing things quite a lot of the time. And some of those things were things that I didn't put down as achievements. Like, I went and met up with friends, and that for me wasn't an achievement, that was just something I did and had fun. So I achieved less things that day. But because looking back at that list, some of the things that I did achieve were also quite cool. So for creating your own, if you feel this is something that would be useful for you or that you'd like to try, all you need is a notebook. It can be lined, unlined. You can create a nice like title page. I have not really done that terribly well, but it just says what it is. And then I recommend lots and lots of coloured pens, just so that it's visually nice to look at. I like looking at my accomplishment journal because it's bright and colourful. And also, don't feel the pressure to fill it in every day. Some days I'm really busy, or if I'm on holiday, I just leave it for a while. I enjoy myself and I don't worry about writing down my accomplishments, because then that almost becomes a stress in itself. Like, oh no, I need to write this down, what I've done. And that just is completely against the idea of what an accomplishment journal is. It's about feeling good about what you've done, not feeling stressed about doing it. So I hope you found that interesting if you didn't know what an accomplishment journal was before. Let me know in the comments if you have an accomplishment journal of your own, or if you plan to start one after watching this video. Give this video a like if you found it useful or interesting, and make sure to subscribe to stay updated when my next videos come out. Till next time, bye!